All right, so I just came across this video from Bloomberg interview with Asha Sharma, and this is from one of the YouTubers. I guess this was recorded from a Bloomberg channel, right? For those of you who have cable and have a Bloomberg, right? And this is called Bloomberg Tech, and there's some good questions here that was asked of this interviewer, and she really asked some good questions. And one of the questions was like, well, you are not a gamer, you don't like game, and you come from Instacart, Meta, right? AI, creating artificial intelligence. So how did you like step into the shoes of the gaming giant, huge gaming industry? Like Xbox, billions of people play each year on Xbox, and there's some interesting questions. So the next following question that she asked is about Project Helix and what's the future of Xbox. And the reason I left it here, because I think this is the most important question that all of you want to know. Well, what's the future of Xbox? We understand what Xbox Series X was about. We understand what Series S was about. We understand all the previous Xboxes when they were about. We understand what Phil Spencer was all about, but what about you? What are you trying to do? I think this is what a lot of people want to know. Well, what is your direction? Where are you taking us? Are you more focused on the console, or are you more focused on Windows gaming? And I think some of you will be surprised by her answer, because a lot of you were, thinking that, okay, let me just kind of put it this way. Before I give my, remember how I said, forget about the good old days. Those good old days are not coming back, guys. The good old days of Xbox 360 and the original Xbox, that's gone, dude. That is gone. I think we have to accept that fact. Yes, there's going to be some consoles from Xbox, and it'll be a nice, option to have, sure. But people who have this idea that we're going back to the Xbox 360 days or the original Xbox days, I'm sorry, I don't think that's happening. But anyway, why don't I let you listen, and then after this video and her interview, then I'll have some more to say, okay?
So, Project Helix, the next Xbox. Can you show me how big it's going to be, like with your hands, maybe?
No.
All right. But for this to pay off, it's going to have to be pretty expensive for all of the reasons that you just mentioned. Do gamers still care enough to
I
shell
think
out
it's
that
expensive if we do not innovate, and I came to help that problem. I think that, look, it is natural that prices go up. Every generation around us is raising prices, but I don't think you can raise prices through the hardware crisis that we're seeing, and so it will require a fundamental change in terms of how we innovate and how we think about the business models and how we go bring this to market, and we're working on that.
Do you think Xbox is still selling consoles mainly in 2030?
So look, the console market is stable and it's core to who we are, but at the same time, there's a lot of other growing markets. And so we're certainly going to continue to put out great reference experiences, but we're also going to push into new spaces. Microsoft owns Windows. Windows is one of the largest gaming platforms in the world. It has long had more players and more hours than any other platform, and I think it's going to have a lot of dollars associated with that in the future too. Mobile, we own Candy Crush. We have incredible worlds and characters that can meet the next generation where they are, and so look, I look at console as core, and I look at our responsibility to not only serve that really well and get that healthy, but to also look at bringing the next generation online.
The Switch 2 is having a huge year. What are your...
So her answer is basically what I knew it was going to be. Yes, we are focused on consoles, but at the same time, we're moving in a different direction. So what does this mean? What this means is, yes, there's going to be consoles, and yes, they're going to be expensive, unfortunately, as is true for PlayStation. Look how expensive PS5 Pro is. I mean, Jesus Christ. And Nintendo Switch 2 might be raising their price, you know. Um, so that's something that we just have to understand due to the economy, the way the economy market is, and all that. The consoles are expensive, but so is the PC. PC is expensive as well. Just look how expensive it is to build a PC. So what I'm essentially saying, what I'm essentially seeing here is it's going to be not a dramatic change as some of you are hoping. Remember, I said this before. I think a lot of you are reading too much into Asha Sharma, thinking that she's going to create this um, only on Xbox experience. Like, some of you guys are just unrealistic. Seriously, I've been reading some of the comments and watching some of the videos. Listen, it's okay to be excited, but you also have to be realistic. Excitement versus being realistic, right? A lot of people get excited and their expectations are so unrealistic of what's going to be. So my expectations are realistic. Yes, there's going to be a new Xbox, of course, and it's going to be expensive. But is it going to be mandatory to have that Xbox? No. As you just heard her say, yes, we want to focus on our consoles. We want to make sure that's done right. But we also have Windows. Windows is huge. And that's where our market is. A lot of people play on Windows, so we want to focus mainly on the Windows. So that means PC. And I think this Windows PC integration will be something that will be implemented with the Project Helix. But then begs the question, okay, so if Project Helix, it's a um, half console, half PC, where you can enjoy both PC, Windows gaming from Steam and on other platforms, and then you have a console slash experience. Well, how does that bring us back to the good old days? What I'm trying to say, forget about the good old days. That's gone, dude. That's ancient history, man. We have to accept that. When it comes to Xbox, we just have to accept the fact that Xbox 360 days over. It's an ancient history, man. Now look at me. I'm almost 50, man. It's an ancient history, dude. I'm a dinosaur. It's an ancient history. Original Xbox, ancient history. Ancient history, a long time ago. We have to adapt to this new reality of what this is. The gaming, it's about choices now. It's not about, ooh, I have this one console and this is the best place to play. There's no such thing. There's just choices. What choices would you like to make? What's suitable? And that's good. My choice is, okay, maybe I just want to play on a gaming laptop, and that's fine. You don't need Project Helix if you have a good gaming laptop. You're good to go. Or if you have a good gaming desktop, you don't need Project Helix, right? I can connect my gaming laptop to my TV. Why not? What's the big deal? Plug in the HDMI cord, that's it. What's the problem? And then click on the Xbox game mode experience and I'm good to go. What I'm trying to say is, based on what she just answered here, yes, there's going to be a Project Helix, but this notion that we're going to have only on Xbox, that only on Xbox, games will be here. No, I'm sorry, dude. That's not happening. Forza Horizon 6 coming to PS5. Halo's coming to PS5. Gears of War E-Day will be coming to PS5. Fable will be coming to PS5. Guys, and some of these games will be coming to Nintendo Switch too. So it's all going to be about choices, honestly. I think that's where we are with Xbox. Xbox based on, but anyway, let's listen to some more. Now she asked her about like Nintendo Switch sales and then PS5 sales, and so let's see what she has to say.
Your learnings from the first generation of Xbox handhelds, and would you ever build your own, or do you not need that category?
Look, I think that there's a lot of interesting things to think about when it comes to how do you actually meet players where they are. I think handheld is just a way to take your games on the go with you, and so that can happen on mobile. That can happen on with Asus, which is our partner on handhelds. That can happen on all gaming handhelds. I think what's clear is the next generation plays a lot, and they see play as the most important form of entertainment to them. And a console is great when you're at home, and we're going to have to look for other ways to help serve that audience.
One of the most controversial things you did, first few weeks on the job, you kill Copilot in gaming. Satya has literally said multiple times, Microsoft is a Copilot company, Microsoft's trying to put Copilot into everything. How hard was it to make that call? And what did he have to say about it?
So, look, one of the first commitments I made was future of play. And I said, look, we're not going to we're going to be really thoughtful about how we ship AI. My job is to think about where we invest, what we prioritize, and how we operate. And our console players aren't excited about that experience in their console. Now, do I believe in AI? Absolutely. I think neural rendering is a great opportunity for us to invest in that. It helps upscale. It's helping with the footprint on your device so you can get better graphics. There's a lot of things that AI can be really great at. I think that we have to make sure it's solving a problem if we put it out there for gaming, and so I made that call.
So Satya was cool with that? Or?
It was an Xbox decision. He's given me latitude to make the best decisions for our players.
Well, how much latitude, elsewhere do you have? There's this idea that Microsoft wants to sort of extract software kind of revenues out of a gaming business, which may not be possible. Do you have more breathing room when it comes to the financials?
Yeah, so my mandate is not 30% accountability margin. It's not enterprise software margins. It's to be the #1 gaming and entertainment company, and that's what we're going to go do. If you think about it, Microsoft has invested more aggressively than nearly anybody in this category over the last 6 years. We've bought Activision and ZeniMax. We've invested in our core platform. We've invested in hardware cycles. We invest in subsidies even when we're losing money because of memory and storage. And so we're long on gaming. We're long on Xbox. We'll keep investing, but we've got work to do. You shared the numbers. We're not in a healthy spot. And so, next 100 days is going to be about resetting the business.
Let's talk about Activision. Microsoft
Resetting the business. And that's really what you guys need to understand. Her role, her job is to bring the money, to bring the revenue. So whatever she has to do, and that's why he hired her, whatever you have to do to get the revenue come back, right? Even like with removing Copilot, I'm sure Satya wasn't happy with that, but if that's going to help bring the revenue shares on the Xbox, remember, this is not a Windows Microsoft like issue. Like Microsoft's doing great. They're making billions of dollars. This is the Xbox department, which is part of Microsoft and owned by Microsoft. So the reason Satya hired her is to make sure that she can help the Xbox revenue come back. And they'll have to make some decisions that, even Satya probably doesn't like or agree. But hey, at the end of the day, whatever she can do to help business grow, to help the revenue, that is her job. That is her role. But also, that's also we have to understand as a gamers, her job is not to, make us Xbox fanboys happy. That's not her job. Her job is to bring the numbers, the revenue. Okay? So don't read too much into this thinking that she's going to make some dramatic changes like bringing only on Xbox. That's gone, dude. Please understand that. Exclusivity on Xbox consoles, that's gone. The only thing you will have, it's a timed exclusives for the first 6 months or first year, like you see right now with Forza Horizon 6, and then you'll see Forza Horizon 6 come to PS5 next year, probably during the spring of 2027. Okay? So that's all you're going to see. It's timed exclusives. But this notion that we're going to have permanent exclusives like Gears of War, I don't think so. all we're going to have is a timed exclusives, and there's nothing wrong with it. That's perfectly fine, and it's included with Game Pass. I think one of the strongest, and I don't know how many times I've said this, one of the strongest accolades that Xbox has is the Game Pass. And with her cutting the price from $29.99 to $22.99, $23, which is $7 off, was probably the best decision that she has ever made. You know, now she's going to ask her about the Activision, and this will lead to the Game Pass, of course. Why the Game Pass? You know, that was their Achilles heel. They have to cut that off. They have to sacrifice that so they can reduce the price to Game Pass, which made total sense. All right, so let's listen to what she has to say.
Microsoft paid $70 billion, $69 billion for Activision Blizzard, largest gaming acquisition in history. There have been layoffs, game cancellations, Game Pass prices have gone up rather than down. You inherited this deal. Is it paying off?
So look, I mean, I don't know anybody in entertainment who wouldn't want Call of Duty, which is now grossing in more revenue than Marvel Cinematic Universe, who wouldn't want one of the top 3 apps in the world, the Candy Crush, who wouldn't want World of Warcraft, and who wouldn't want a team that for 20 years has been able to create predictable hits every single year. So I love Activision Blizzard King. Look, it was bought at a time before ChatGPT. It was bought at a time before our strategy, when our strategy was predominantly on the core console. It was at a time when, you know, we were right in the middle of COVID. So hard to say, you know, how to think about those decisions, but I think these are incredible assets, and we intend to continue to invest in them.
Well, not one of your games, but Grand Theft Auto 6 is expected to be pretty big, outsell.
I'm very impressed you know these things.
I do have a 13-year-old son, as I said. Expected to outsell any game, movie, or album in history. You delayed Fable, in part in anticipation of this. What impact do you think this game is going to have on the industry? Like, do you see this as kind of a litmus test?
I think it's just one of the most important parts of culture at this point, and we want to make sure that we're fully supporting it. And so I'm excited to see how it does. I'm excited for the reactions. I'm excited to learn from it.
So the players didn't want Copilot, but how do you see AI changing gaming and game development?
Yep.
All right, so she was asked about the Activision, and yes, she had to obviously make some necessary changes to lower the price of Game Pass, and she did that. But at the same time, remember, Activision and Call of Duty, it's still part of Xbox. It's not like that they're not partnered with. It's not like that they don't have the rights to the Activision. There's still, you know, Call of Duty is still very much part of the Xbox. The only difference is now you don't get to play it day one, right? You get to play it a year after. But it will still be added to the library of Call of Duty games that the Xbox Game Pass has. What I'm trying to say is, if you sign up for Xbox Game Pass right now, you can access all of the Call of Duties. You can access Modern Warfare 3, Modern Warfare 2, Original Modern Warfare. You can, original, 2019 version. You can play Black Ops 6. You can play Black Ops 7. So you have access to Call of Duty. It's not like you don't have access to Call of Duty. So that's still a huge benefit. With PlayStation Plus, do you have access to Call of Duty with PlayStation Plus? No, you don't. So that's the huge benefit between PlayStation Plus. People ask me, what's the difference between PlayStation Plus and Xbox Game Pass? The difference is huge. Are you kidding me, dude? There's no day one releases. Xbox Game Pass has much better library than PlayStation Plus. And again, day one releases, play where you want to play. Are you kidding me? So, like she said, she's still supporting Activision because that's their acquisition. They spent $7 billion. They're not going to just lose that. And remember, Call of Duty is still part of Xbox. it will still be added to the Game Pass. Just not day one, but it will be included. It will be there. You will still be able to access Modern Warfare 4 next year. Okay, it'll be included. You will be able to play it, and I will add a huge value to the Game Pass. Game Pass is a huge value in terms of what you are getting for $22.99 for $23. You're getting a lot of cool games to play for $23, which normally would have cost you a hell of a lot more, right? So, but she had to make a decision to lower the price, which is fine by me. I don't mind waiting till next year. And besides, there's plenty of Call of Duties to play. I mean, Black Ops 6, Black Ops 7, Modern Warfare. There's plenty of Call of Duties to play. All right, it's not like there is no Call of Duty to play. There's plenty of Call of Duty. There's Fortnite, so you got plenty to play. And of course, she was asked about the Grand Theft Auto 6. Of course, Grand Theft Auto 6, it's a behemoth. Everyone knows that, so that's why everyone's rushing their games out earlier this year, before November, so that way they can profit the money, because they know once this behemoth it's unleashed, no one will stand in its way. Of course, it's like unleashing Godzilla.
In the future, like where does and doesn't AI belong when it comes to games?
Look, I think the biggest thing that I'm thinking about is how do we just make sure it's solving problems. On the game development side, I've gone to a lot of our studios, whether big and small, and I'm blown away with how they're using AI in the production pipelines, how they're using it for iteration and prototyping. Look, that's not production ready, there's still work. And 30% of game development is software, and so there's the traditional applications that we see in enterprise. At the same time, I do not think AI will replace AAA games. I think it's entirely possible, though, that AI represents a new category of games and a new type of development and enables more people to create and participate. And we'll keep an eye on that, and we'll see how we best serve that.
I actually disagree. AI, it's a Pandora box. Once you open it, you can't stop it. So, I mean, I respect her opinion, but I disagree. Because what I have seen, believe me, I even created a couple of my own AI videos. I don't know if you guys have seen it. And just how easy it is to create a digital moving picture, right? How it easy is to create a movie, animated movie. How easy it is to create video game as well. Create websites. Like you tell AI to create your website. You don't have to do anything. It does it for you. You tell AI to write you a script. You put some ideas and the AI puts it into script. You tell AI to create this, to create that. AI does everything for you. Even right now, okay, let me just give you one example. Majority of those replies on the comments, that was not me. That was AI. So just to give you a little heads up, for those of you who were thinking that you were getting my reply, you were not getting my reply. You were getting a YouTube AI reply that replied to you. That wasn't me. That was AI. Okay, just to let you know. So I disagree with her. Once you open this Pandora box, and once the AI comes out of it, it's hard to stop that. So yes, people will use AI, whether it's for NVIDIA or AMD or PlayStation using it for the PSSSR2, for the scaling, upscaling. AI will be used, and it's being used. And I don't see why wouldn't they use it for video games. If it's going to help them make the game quicker, faster, why wouldn't Rockstar use that? Hey, if we don't have to spend so many years building this game manually, why don't we just use AI to help us build it faster? It'll have the same quality, same exact visuals that we wanted, same experience, but we can make it quicker and faster, so people don't have to wait 10 years for another or for another Grand Theft Auto or another 16 years Imagine waiting for another Grand Theft Auto 16 years. Imagine that. Technically, I would be 66 years old. 66 years old. Eligible for Social Security, retirement, 401k. Right? Well, imagine that if you have to wait another 20 years for Grand Theft Auto 7. I would be 70 years old if I even make it that far. 70, right? 70 years old. So, yes, I disagree with her. AI will be used, and it's being used heavily. But don't expect developers to tell you that. Don't expect developers to admit, because you don't know what developers are doing behind the closed doors. Everything's so secretive. Only those who work there, they know, but they cannot tell you because they signed the NDA, non-disclosure agreement. But yeah, AI is being used, man, constantly for everything. If you don't believe that, then you're delusional. A lot of these games that you see, even this God of War, you don't think they use the AI to synchronize that with the motion capture? Of course they use the AI. You don't think they use the AI to create 007 First Light? Of course they use the AI to help them. It's still being done manually, but it's still being done with motion capture, but synchronizing the facial structures and all of that and the world around them, that's all most likely AI. Why? Because so that way they can speed up the process of video gaming, making video games, right? Speed up the process of making video games. So we don't have to wait 10 years to see a video game, which benefits, which is great, you know. But I disagree with her, you know. She says that the AI is not going to be, you know, AI already is, and she should know better. I mean, come on. AI is already out of the box, and it cannot be stopped. Hold on.
Your biggest competitors used to be, or maybe still are, Sony and Nintendo, but I don't know now. Is it Roblox or Netflix or TikTok? Like, who keeps you up at night?
Netflix.
Honestly, I think our biggest competition is attention. Right now, the next generation's number one thing they want to do is play. So we've got that going for us. But the way that they consume is really different. They want it wherever they are. They want it in shorter bites. They want to be able to customize. They want an open ecosystem. They want a lot of different things than our core user base. And so what's great is we have the characters in the world and the technology to be the best in the world and serve who we're serving. And we're going to have to invent new things to serve the next generation.
We talked about Fallout and, you know, your characters showing up in theme parks and movies. I waited in line for a really long time to go on a ride at Universal Studios. Like, it's, you know. Is Xbox a gaming business with an entertainment side hustle, or are you an IP company?
I think at the end of the day, gaming is entertainment. And so I look at us as, at the core, we have to create great games. People spend 70 billion hours a year with us, and that gives us the right and the permission to then have great shows, have these great, you know, theme parks, have these great attractions. I don't think you can do that in reverse. And so at the core, we will always think about how do we make great games, and then increasingly, as people want to experience those worlds and characters outside of that, that's great, as long as it's authentic to that audience.
You just hired Matthew Ball, one of the most influential gaming analysts in the industry. I've interviewed him many times. He is very critical. He's been very critical of Xbox's mistakes in particular. What are you hoping he tells you that others aren't?
Look, we're a challenger right now, and so we have to be uncomfortable and understand hard truths, and I think he's going to help us do that. At the same time, he's one of the most creative people that I've met. I don't think that there is a linear path to success here. I think we need to take all of the learnings across entertainment, across gaming, across all of our collective histories. We have a lot of very tenured gaming leaders that are still on the leadership team, and we're going to need to find our way through it, and I think he's going to help us do that.
You've been labeled as not a gamer, but I know you have a gamer tag. Do you game now, and like how much time do you spend fiddling around with it?
Yes, I'm not a gamer, but I do play games now because that is our core way that we reach our audience. And so, again, in my first 100 days, I've been trying to learn and listen and understand what makes this art form amazing. And what's interesting is there's a lot of people who are gamers that you never would have known until you start to pick up a controller. And so there's something about that. Look, when in a world in which everybody's attempting to automate the economy, there's something wonderful to just be able to escape and have memories and connect to something that you deeply care about and that's deeply personal. And I think that's what games do.
What do you think the future of exclusivity is? And, you know, for example, with Game Pass and, you know, the comparisons to Netflix, is it really going to get there? Like, where is all that going?
I think it's a tough topic. Look, we're the #2 publisher in the world, and in order to be a great publisher, you must have your games reach large audiences to play. At the same time, we're increasingly becoming a platform. In order to be a platform, you must have exclusive content and services. And so we're looking at that very closely. I think that we have to be very thoughtful about each title on how we want to think about it and learn from similar cases in the industry, and that's what we're doing.
What do the next 100 days look like?
Well, I think the first 100 days are going to be hard to beat in terms of the excitement, but the next 100 days is, look, we've done so much to start to revive Xbox. We've shipped more in the last 100 days than we have in the last year. We've been able to reset Game Pass after an 8-month decline. It's now returned to growth and expanding revenue retention. And most importantly, we're starting to get back to being closer to our players and our community. I think the next 100 days, we have to reset the business. We need to look at how we're investing, how we're prioritizing, change how we operate in order to return to growth, in order to be where the world plays.
So it's 2030. You've had 4 years to run Xbox. What does success look like? What is true about Xbox that isn't true today?
I'd love to see us be the #1 gaming and entertainment company.
Well, time will tell. Time will tell. Listen, no one has a crystal ball. Look, all of this is nice. And she, you know, I think she understands business. One thing I'll say about Asha is she understands business. And I think that's why Satya hired her. Like, now, what happened with Phil Spencer? I don't know. I don't want to spend time speculating on that, you know. I'm sure Phil Spencer will talk about it, or maybe he'll never talk about it. I don't know, when time is right. But it doesn't matter right now. What matters is that she's in charge, and you know, she's making good moves. All right. I just want to say this. Xbox is doing good right now. Okay. But it's still in early stages of recovery, but it's doing good. The major step that she made was cutting the price of Game Pass. And I said that's the first thing she has to do, and she did it. She lowered the price of Game Pass, and it's the best decision that she ever made. Like I said, I'm on Game Pass now, thanks to, and many others, millions of others now have come back because of the price has been reduced. Okay? And that's great. Now, there's all these ideas now about a merger with Netflix. We don't know. We'll see. Like, it's not set in stone. We don't even know if the whole merger with Netflix will happen. But if it does happen, and if it's affordable, if it's convenient, I mean, this is just winning. I can't see Xbox being anything else other than just winning. But we also have to remember something else. And I know this video is very long because there's so much I need to cover here, but just hear me out. Guys, as I said earlier, her goal is to bring revenue to the Xbox. Remember, business is business, business first. Please understand that. I don't care what your feelings are, you know, your excitement. Ooh, only on Xbox, Xbox 360. Forget that. That's not happening, okay? We're not going back in past. Those days are over, okay? Just forget that. Yes, it was a nice time. Xbox 360, you know, Xbox original. These were good times. But those days are over, dude. We're in 2026, almost 2027. All right, we're moving into future. All right, we are in the future. So we have to adapt to this new reality, okay? Things are different. Everything's different. The culture is different. Everything's different, okay? This generation is different. So we have to adapt to this new, the businesses have to adapt to the economy and to everything else, to the culture of this new generation, everything, the economy, the culture, etc., etc. And she understands that, and I think she understands that really well. And I think that's one of the reasons why Satya has hired her for that reason. So what I'm trying to say is this: Xbox is looking good. Okay, but for those of you who still think that she's going to bring back the Xbox 360 days or the Xbox One days, I mean the Xbox original days from 2001, guys, stop dreaming. We're not going back to the Xbox 360 days, and we're certainly not going back to the original Xbox in 2001. Those were great times, or golden ages of times. I call them golden age of Xbox. But those days are over. That's over. We are in a different situation right now. We're in different times, and I think she's the perfect CEO to navigate us through these very challenging times. What I like about her is that she's open to ideas, and she doesn't shy away from criticism. And okay, she looks at the criticism as a feedback. Okay, well, we can improve on that. Oh, that's what we're doing wrong. Okay, well, let's improve on that. Right? Don't forget also this Sunday, Xbox Showcase. I will be live streaming Xbox Showcase. Okay. Um, I will leave the comments on for this video. It'll be, guys, you have to subscribe and you have to wait one day. Don't get mad at me. You have to wait one day. The reason I'm doing this, it's so that way I can avoid bots, trolls, meaning AI bots, trolls, and fake phony, accounts coming in to write me stupid nonsense. I need one day for you to be verified. Okay, you subscribe. Takes one day for you to be verified. Once you're verified, once I know that you are who you are, you only do this once. You just wait one day, and after one day, then you're good to go. Then you can go ahead and you can leave a comment. But I can't just open the comments and just let everybody come in. I'm not all about that. Okay. I'm about filtering out the bots and trolls and fake profiles and fake accounts. I want genuine people who truly, genuinely care about the Xbox and what she has to say. That's the comments I want to read. Those are the opinions I want to hear. I don't want to hear opinion from some troll or from some clown or from some bot. I don't want my comments to be flooded with bunch of bots and trolls. I want my comments to be flooded with genuine gamers who care about Xbox and who care about what Asha is saying here. Okay. So you have to subscribe and wait one day. After one day, then you can comment as much as you want after that. But you have to wait one day. For those of you who are already subscribed, this doesn't concern you. You can leave a comment. You're good. This is only for those of you who are not subscribed. I'm sorry that I have to do this, but I just explained the reason why I have to do it. And also, I'm sorry that this video is so long, but there's so much here that I needed to comment on, that I needed to express my opinions on. So anyway, leave a comment down below. I'll probably read the comments tomorrow. But for those of you who are already subscribed to me, you don't have to wait. You can just type in the comment. Anyway, I'm looking forward to reading what you guys have to say tomorrow. All right, well, there you have it. That's what I have to say. And these are my opinions, guys. Keep in mind, these are all just my opinions, you know. But I think Xbox is doing great now, honestly. The way Xbox was last year, you look at it now, I think Xbox is doing great. Great momentum. They're doing great with the Forza Horizon 6. So many people subscribing. And then with the Gears of War E-Day coming up in the Halo Combat campaign. So Game Pass is doing great. All right. Well, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you very much.